Good morning. Happy Saturday. I just wanted to upload this video because I was wanting to talk about YouTube, movies, and video games. I was playing Uncharted 4, and I'm enjoying Uncharted 4. But what this video is about is I was playing that game, and I kept sitting there saying to myself, as much as I really like this game, and as much as I enjoyed this game, and as much as I beat the game already. I kept saying something seems off since I've had time to get away from playing video Uncharted 4. And it dawned on me when I played Uncharted 1, my buddy Chuck, he turned me on to Uncharted 1 and I fell in love with it. But he first turned me on to Uncharted 2 and I just fell in love with it. And I fell in love with it so much that I ended up buying the game and I ended up completing the game. But my friend Chuck told me about that game. I even went over his house when we used to go watch movies, and uh, I watched him play that game, and I was just sitting there like, and then he told me, I said, man, I'll give it a try. So I took it home, played it, and fell in love with it. So then I ended up buying it on the PlayStation 3, I think. And then uh, I bought, and then he said, I'll let you buy. I kept talking about, man, that Uncharted 2 is such a fantastic game. So he let me use, he said, I'll let you have one, but he said, one's a little rough because, they kind of, he said they took one and, they decided to go and make a two. And so I was like, man, I don't think I get it. So he gave me one and I didn't play it. I let it sit for like 2 weeks. And this one I lived in my other apartment. And this one I had just a regular LG TV in my PlayStation 3. So I put that thing in one day because I was bored and I played it and I fell in love with that game. I'm gonna jump around here, you guys, because I'm gonna tell you about how I'm feeling about things. I'm telling you about how I feel about YouTube. I'm gonna tell you about how I feel about my channel. I'm gonna tell you about how I just a lot of stuff. This is video games, movies, YouTube. So I fell in love with that game, and so later on they did clean up both those games and put it on a PS5, I think, or something like that, or maybe the PS4. But anyway, I know they've been slightly cleaned up. But anyway, I was playing 4, and I still like the game, but I was like, man, something feels slightly off. And I know that the original people that played, that made 1 and 2, some of those people, I think a couple of those people left, and then uh, a few other people came in. I think they said Neil Druckmann came in on the end of 3 or beginning of 4. And this is no hate towards him because I got a little thing I'm gonna say about him too. So I said, man, something seems off. Now I'm still playing it. I'm gonna play it, but I I've been wanting to go back to my old library of games because I put up a lot of videos about the Switch 2 and everybody mad about the Xbox going multi-plat and all that kind of stuff. And they'll you know the Switch 2 is coming out next week, I think. You got the Xbox having their issues. You got the people mad about all the games going over to Sony. You got the even Sony's not doing that great because they're this generation of the PS5. It's just not, according to most people, it's not that generation. This generation of PS5 is just not that good. Although I'm enjoying it, but I play games differently than people. So anyway, back to Uncharted. I was like, what is so different? Then dawned on me that uh, you know the Uncharted 1 and 2 felt so different than even 3 than 4. It's almost like they were new hands in on 4. Even though I enjoyed 4, I really enjoyed 4. So uh, I could tell sometimes when I play video games how something has changed. It's so weird how when I play 1 and 2 and 3, some people say they didn't enjoy 3, but I like 3. And I just like that story. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about 4, but I'm just saying when I played it, because I popped in, I was like, man, I need to get back to my old library and play older games, even though I beat them already. I beat 4, I beat 3, I beat 2, I beat 1, but man, 1 and 2 and 3 just. And the point I'm making is, isn't it kind of weird how whatever happened to that company whoever was in charge of those games, there's been some people that was either dipped out or they left in the middle of production, and you can see the change in 4 compared to 3, 2, and 1. So that's not a complaint. It's just that I just noticed that when I was playing the other day, even though I enjoyed the game and I like the game, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I was like, this game seems different than 3, 2, and 1. So I mean, so honestly, I like 2 the best. I love 1 and 3, and I still like 4, but I can tell the difference. Uh, YouTube. I like YouTube, but I don't. Uh, these last couple weeks, you guys, I've been waking up and I've been studying God's Word and I've been reading the Bible and stuff like that. And I actually said to myself, I said, you know what? I want to start sitting back and just not having anything on. And I'm always having YouTube on. I always have YouTube on. And I don't like YouTube, and it's starting to feel like Facebook. When I was feeling like I had a problem with Facebook, I was like, man, I got to get off this platform. I mean, when I got off Facebook, man, it was rough, man. I felt like I was on coke. You know how a person's on coke and they're on drugs and they got to get themselves cleaned up because they want the change? Whew, I was terrible on Facebook, man. It was such 2013. And so I was like, man, what are some of the things that you're doing to improve yourself on this YouTube thing? One, I never used to pay any attention to the reviews. The only reviews that I actually read, the best reviews to me are the ones that I can actually read. And I remember I never really read the reviews back in the day. If I seen a movie I liked, I would actually go see that movie. And then later on, I'd see what the reviews were. And sometimes I see the review, I go, man, I really like that movie, man. I can't believe these reviews are bad. But then when I got on YouTube, you got all these channels that's got their YouTube channels built upon reviewing movies. And it kind of made me look at movies much more differently than I do. And I feel like I'm not enjoying my movies like I once did. So this is going to be a long, drawn out process, you guys, man, because I like my channel, but I'm not going to be uploading a lot of, stuff on my channel. Like when I feel something, I'll upload something. Like I'm uploading this video because I feel like talking about what's on my mind. So I remember I used to get up back in 2008 and 7 and 8 and 6. I used to watch my cable TV and I used to watch stuff that's coming out, and I'd be all excited. And I used to, I rarely played YouTube. And the only time I got on YouTube is when I had something wrong with my phone or my laptop or my computer at that time. I didn't even bring a computer in the house until 2004. I didn't have the internet. I just had basic cable. I just wasn't into that stuff. I thought that stuff was evil. And it can be if you allow it. And so I remember bringing the internet in. I got a computer, and I fell in love with it. It overwhelmed me, but I'm trying to go back to the basics, And I was just sitting back, man, my God, my goodness, Vic, I feel like I'm not enjoying anything. So, and I am, but I'm not. So I said, let's put this Uncharted 4 back in. And then, as much as I'm enjoying Uncharted 4, it's making me want to go back to my PS4, because my PS4 is my jam. PS3 is the great memories of when my boys was little, and that we brought that thing home, and then the next thing we brought home was Xbox 360. But the first system we brought home was the GameCube, and I remember that feel I had, and I never once got up and turned on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm gonna get away from this YouTube thing, you guys, because I'm just getting tired of it. And what I mean by that is I'll get on, like today I got on YouTube just now after getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I Bible studied and read God's word and all that, said my prayers and all that, man. And took a shower and got dressed, and here it is. It's 11:15 and I ain't even turned TV on yet. But I did watch a YouTube video on my phone because this guy had something on there about how YouTube is a lot of people want to be big on YouTube, and I got on YouTube to have fun. So I'm telling y'all out there, man, I really appreciate you guys, all 500. At one time it was 604, and it was 601, and it was 602, and it was 596 and 595. Now it's 597. I appreciate every one of y'all, man. But I don't. I tell y'all off the riff, don't. I really understand if you want to jet, because this channel has to be built, and it has to be this way, the way I am on this channel. You know what I mean? I I ain't gonna wake up and try to drop content. And I'm not gonna have this YouTube channel be part of my life where it's stressing me out to just upload after upload. It's just kicking my ass. Uh, I didn't even have anything against any streaming services until I got on YouTube. I got influenced by a lot of these people, and I allowed this stuff. It's like, damn, man, I don't like that. Maybe I should. There's good points on YouTube. But back in the day, back in 2004 and 5 and 6 and 7, I just got up in the morning, drank my coffee, man, and I just got on TV and I watched the show or I played a video game. I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't even know anything about Neil Druckmann. I don't care about that Neil Druckmann dude anymore. I really don't. God bless him, man. If you folks out there are that damn dumb, pardon my French, to constantly keep watching this stuff that they're pumping out there, knowing daggone well that you don't like what's out there, then stop watching it. It just really irks me when I just hear all this complaining. You know what I did the other day? I got up and I got rid of a lot of stuff that I just didn't care for. I went through all my video games, I went through all my movies, and I got rid of a bunch of video games. I got rid of a few video games. I got rid of The Last of Us Part 2 because I was never part of that. You know what? I was never part of that Last of Us thing. This is the shit that got in my head. Pardon my French. This is stuff that got in my head because Chuck turned me on to Last of Us. And then people at work that was much younger than me kept saying, man, you love Uncharted, you should play that Last of Us. And I told him, I said, man, I can't play that guy. I tried to play, I just cannot get into it, man, because I was so, that's before Uncharted 4 come out. They kept telling us, man, y'all play it. So I fell in love with the game, played it. But, Uncharted series is my jam. And so after playing Last of Us and after playing that game, I thought that was I was cool with it. And then The Last of Us 2 came out. The game and all that. The only reason why I give that game of the year because I just thought it was a very good gameplay. I didn't like the story, but I just wasn't I wasn't in that group. I got conformed in that group over a period of time by hanging out with all these people, looking at stuff on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And, I don't like watching two men making love. I do not like two women making love. So I said to myself, Vic, this is something that some of you folks out there do. I just said to myself, Vic, if you don't like this stuff, then why are you watching? Okay? This channel ain't going to be built on all that kind of stuff, because I'm not even knowing if I want to build this channel, you guys. I had a channel that was taken off and I deleted it. I just got tired of it. I love that channel. I was more happier on there and all that. I'm not saying I'm sad or anything, but damn, man, it's just too much. So anyway, I got my Last of Us 2, got rid of it. I got rid of a lot of Marvel movies that I don't care for. I only kept the ones that I really like. I got rid of, just a lot of stuff. I put in a box. I'm going to take it to Goodwill or, no, I might even give it to my daughter because my daughter's like, I'll go through them, Dad. She goes, if I don't like them. If I don't like them, she'll drop them off somewhere because that's just how she is. So I got rid of Last of Us 2 because I've never was really into that kind of stuff. I didn't know what the word woke was. I didn't know any of this stuff till I got on the internet. Now, I didn't have the internet, you guys, till 2004. I just didn't want that internet in my life. All I had was, just regular cable. I can't, I don't know, you guys. I'm just burnt out, So that's YouTube, movies, video games, and I stopped buying a bunch of movies because I've been noticing I still got movies that are still in plastic, and I ain't even opened them yet. And I'm going to watch them, but I don't know when. I'm not buying any more video games because video games I bought, there are some video games I bought just out of spite. Hogwarts Legacy is one of them. J.K. Rowling is I was at work talking to a guy at work, and I was telling him, I said, men should have men's sports and women should have women's sports. And I said, that's just how I feel. And I said, I don't get into, men trying to go into women's restroom because they decide to be a woman today. I don't get into women decide to be a man and want to go into a man's restroom. Hell, you don't even know what kind of restroom you want to walk into because they got all this. I don't get into this pronouns and all that kind of stuff. I don't get into it. Don't support it. I work with people. It's probably that way, but I don't hate them. I'm just ain't into it. So I'm just getting away from all this stuff. I'm gonna go back to my normal life that I once had because I enjoyed watching movies and you know I got these little books around the house, man, that just word search. I do that. I like to play my video games and just I'm getting to a point now. I don't even hardly turn on YouTube. And then box office stuff. Uh, I used to get on this box office site, but I don't like it because it's a box office site that's got all this chart, all the stuff. And then I sat back and said to myself, I said, Vic, what was the box office chart that you looked at back in the early 2000s? And it was box office chart. It was just a box office chart. And I remember I used to go to work and say, hey, man, I checked the box office chart. I said, Spider-Man made $136 million, man. And people at work be like, oh, really? Yeah, that's why I didn't even have internet. I just used to be able to, I forgot how I found it. It was a box office chart, but it would actually have the movies and it would show you how much money it'd make on the site. But there's this other box office that has the bunch of it's articles up under it. And a lot of times there's articles I just don't want to read. So I found it. I said, there it is. And I got a big smile on my face. I checked it today. Boom. There was no paragraphs or nothing at the bottom of this box office charts. So, like every Monday, if I want to check box office chart, I can just check box office chart. I ain't got to worry about comments at the bottom or anything about any references or anything like that. So, anyway, you guys, I know this is a bit of an odd, video, but I just thought I'd let you know that I'm gonna, this the way I'm feeling now is the way I felt about Facebook back in 2013. Uh, I remember I used to go to work and I used to have girls come up and say, hey, Vic, how's it going? I go, oh, girl, how you doing? And I talk to them and stuff like that. And I'd be looking at them and they be talking to me and I'd just be looking at them and I'd just like, damn, girl, I was on your damn Facebook page the other day just looking at you and them sexy photos. And they didn't know I was looking at them like that. And I'm quite sure these girls know they got people looking at their site and stuff. But I just felt weird because they come up and talk to me and I'd be like, damn, girl, I was on your site yesterday just checking you out. Talking about whatever I was thinking to myself. You know what I mean? So I knew I had an issue. And then I get angry on Facebook. People make comments, and then I make a comment, then a comment I make, somebody make a comment to that. And I was like, oh man, this shit's got to stop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, it was hard to let go of Facebook. Don't miss it at all. Not in the least. Not at all. So I thank God for that, man, because, it's about like back in the day when, I used to smoke a lot of weed. Somebody's like, you told me you smoke a lot of weed. I said, yeah. They said, and you said that weed wasn't near as hard to break as much as was going clubbing. I said, man, clubbing put me in the hole. Clubbing, I got electricity turned off. I had lack of food bill. I couldn't eat because I used money to go to clubbing. Always going to those clubs, looking at them damn girls. I said, I'd waste so much money. I said, I thank God that I stopped clubs. I said, stop going to clubs and just, going out and running the streets at night trying to, get laid or check out this girl. This girl gave you the googly eye and she flirted with you last week. You hope she's in there. Then there's times I went in there and she wasn't in there, but then there was another girl in there. You flirt with her and then you come back the following week. The girl you was flirting with when she wasn't there, now she's back. She's flirting with you, but then the other girl happened to be there at the same time. I went through all this, man, and I'm like, damn. Then in the middle of the week, man, people look at me. They go, damn, Vic, you got a job. I borrowed 20 or 40 bucks. They said, nigga, you better pay me back next week. I said, I'm going to pay you back, man. Damn. He goes, damn, man, you need to quit, going to them. That's what some of my friends would say, But, that's how I'm feeling with this, this YouTube channel, you guys. I'm just going to upload videos like this from now on. Not on this type of topic, But like if you see me in a video when I'm in a car, it's something that was on my mind. I just had to upload it. If you see me coming out of theater, I'm excited about a movie, it's something on. But I am going to cut myself free of this YouTube thing because even if I even thought about getting rid of the internet, but I don't know if I could do that or not because streaming services on there, which is Netflix and uh, you know, I told you guys about the streaming that the streaming services. I like streaming services, but I still like collecting my movies, man. It never bothered me until I got on this internet, until I got on YouTube, until I started seeing all these different views and these different opinions and stuff. And a lot of that's just me. But anyway, you guys, I just thought I'd let you know about all that stuff. I just thought I'd drop this video just letting you know YouTube, video games, and movies, and streaming services, man. It just, whew, yeah. Back in 2001, 2, and 3, man, I just used to get up and just turn TV on. I just didn't think nothing of it. But now I turn on the YouTube channel and I'm just always on YouTube, and it's always YouTube. Even when you say do not recommend, I noticed that with YouTube, if you get on something, and I even try to get on there, and I don't even want to sub to a lot of these people. I'll be like, the thumbnail's good, the topic is good, and I'm like, damn, man, I want to give them a like, let's support them. But whatever their algorithm is, their channel is on, it shifts you to, oh, you may like this and you may like a lot of that stuff. I just don't like. I'm like, only the dude or the woman had a good thumbnail and had a good topic. So, video games, YouTube, streaming services, and all that, it's going to be a cleanup. You know, if I have to pray to God, because at the end of the day, God is 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 in control of everything, and if I can give up, Facebook, I can give up YouTube. I got on YouTube the other day, because I'm stuck on this ship on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So I'm gonna get on there and try to uh, find out how come I can't get this ship going. I just can't figure out where to go. And that's what I do. That's what I do like about YouTube. If I get stuck on something, man, like I bought an air fryer. Instead of reading the air fryer instructions, I'm just gonna get on YouTube and type in the model number. And I just bought it. Came in the other day. But you $5, all kind of air fryer directions that come on YouTube. This is the thing that I do like about YouTube. And I still remember myself getting on YouTube and looking at the video and looking at it over and over. And I would learn everything they say. And then once I got the hang of it, I never went back to YouTube. And then if I got stuck on something, it was because one person at work told me, get on YouTube, Vic. You get on YouTube? I said, nah, man, I don't get into YouTube at all, man. Ugh. And ever since a person told me that. So I just got an air fryer just this past week. And everybody just raves about air fryers, you know what I mean? And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get on YouTube and find out what I'm gonna have them give me a walkthrough instructions on how to, because mine is just for hot wings and fries and what else? Hey, hot wings and fries, I think. That's about it. Hot wings and fries. Yeah. Maybe a couple other things, but anyway, you guys, I do like YouTube, but then I don't. I don't miss Facebook at all. I do enjoy watching my movies, but I'm getting to the point where I take, for instance, Death of the Unicorn. For some reason, Death of the Unicorn just intrigues me. But for some reason, I just don't want to watch it because I already watch people on YouTube talk about, oh, it's not this and not that. And I have got to stop that. I have got to stop that, folks. I really do. I got to stop that. I just got to stop. I got to get back to my old ways, man. And I'll still put videos up about me getting out of the car when I come out of the theater. I'll put videos like this when I'm feeling something, and I can care less about the views, man. I am sick and tired. When I have my total topics, I only got one view. I remember I used to get off work and see one view. I used to be like, oh my God, I got one view, because I knew in the back of my mind that the whole world is on YouTube and everybody wants to be famous on YouTube. And I feel as though some people will sell their soul to the devil just to be famous, just to be big on YouTube, man. You know what? The hell with that. I mean, the hell with that. I like peace, And this thing only gets 1 or 2 views. Oh well, because at the end of the day, God is the one that's keeping my heart beating. I can still breathe. I can look out this beautiful world and He created. I can enjoy these birds and the wind and all that kind of stuff. My cat, my kids, my family, you know, just my job, be thankful, So I just I'm letting all this stuff go. I just been looking at a lot of stuff, man. At the end of the day, folks, you're the one that's in charge of what you watch and what you see. People getting mad over Microsoft and all that kind of stuff, man. If you don't like where the gaming industry go out and buy your damn Steam Deck, man. Shut the hell up, man. I got that Steam Deck, man. That eliminates all that stuff. Because pretty soon, man, I think that Steam Deck, everybody's all hyped up for the, Switch 2. I'll be hyped up for the new Steam Deck. That's what I'll be hyped up for. And you better bet your sweet rear end that I'm going to drop me $1,000 for that bad boy. Because I really enjoy my Steam Deck. I like all my game systems. I'm just not in that category of, But my jam is the PS4. Why? It's because the PS3 was the system that got it jump started. So I have fond memories of the PS3. But I have PS4 is my jam because the PS3 is what jump started me. The Xbox 360 is what jump started me. But we're not going to get those years back anymore. They're gone. They're gone. And there's some fond memories, man. The one thing you got is you got those games you can play, man. And you can go back and remember how the games were once played. Everything's got to have a message. They got to have some woman beating a 250-pound man who, most men can hit a woman in the jaw, man, and put her ass down. Seriously. I ain't sitting there saying that you can't run into some chick that knows some special arts and stuff and you don't know that she knows it and she puts you down because that's why she got self-defense. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying like you gonna go out and beat some tennis pro star chick and you just an average tennis player. Most likely that woman that's a tennis star is gonna put you down. The only way she's gonna be beat is she's gonna have to play a tennis star man that's high level. So that could, but all the stuff that's being shoved at me and all this stuff and I'm allowing or we're allowing, I ain't allowing it no more. I'm at the end of the day, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna enjoy my little streaming services. I'm gonna enjoy my entertainment system, my surround sound system, my video games, man. I'm just sick of all this crap, man. It's just woo. It's just getting too much. I can't even turn on YouTube sometimes without having something down at the bottom and stuff like that. I already hit don't recommend and your hour, YouTube to me should like see that some people don't get into that stuff, man. I can't even. I had to get on my notifications on my phone, man, to just get rid of stuff. So anyway, it's just me just telling you stuff about how I feel. At the end of the day, I gotta be thankful for the fact that I'm able to get up and go to work. I gotta be thankful for the fact that I have a job. I gotta be thankful for the fact that I have a sound mind and I can go grab my daughter came and with my youngest grandson and my son came over. He brought my 2 granddaughters over, but he got one that he can't see, so that's 3 granddaughters, and then his wife brought over their kids. They have together and stuff, and it was just nice sitting down and talk. You gotta count your blessings, folks. This YouTube thing, man, like I said, I watch YouTube. I feel like and let's talk about thumbnails real quick. I ain't worried about views, you guys, because I know ain't nobody gonna be watching this, so I don't really care. I care, but I don't. Let's talk about thumbnails. All right. Xbox is dead. PlayStation is. This is the last of the generation. This costs this much. That costs this much. At the end of the day, guys, freaking don't buy it, man. Don't buy nothing if you don't want to. If you got stuff already in the house, just enjoy it. Xbox is dead. Microsoft and this. I don't know what Sony's doing. Nintendo this, Nintendo that. And I get it. I really get it. But a lot of these people are doing the same complaining are going to be the first ones in line to get all these new systems so they can upload stuff. They'll do anything to upload stuff on their channel. Anything. It's almost like they're selling their soul to the devil just to be big. It's the biggest dream to be big. Some people get on YouTube, they want to be big. I got on YouTube because I thought it would be fun. It is, but then it ain't. When I had Total Topics, I had a lot of fun. This one here, my daughter, I asked my daughter for a name and she called it Vic's Views, and I used it. I didn't even use Vic's Views. I just put it on the other channel and it had no subscribers. And then when I got rid of Total Topics, which I shouldn't have got rid of, then I started Vic Views. Then I started Vic's Views, which came from my daughter giving me that name. But Total Topics was my original channel. Missed that channel. So anyway, I just want this to be fun again. So I'm not going to upload that many videos like I used to, which I don't anyway. And when I talk about something from now on, it's going to be something I feel genuine about talking about. I'm also going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about stuff I finally got around to watching. I'm going to talk about stuff I've seen on Netflix, stuff on Peacock, stuff on Amazon, stuff on HBO Max. I'm going to talk about a game system that I might be fond of. I might talk about something in the gaming industry that I feel like I want to talk about. And that's how this YouTube channel is going to be from here on out. If I don't want to upload a video for the next couple months, I ain't going to upload a video for the next couple months because I just don't feel like uploading a video for the next couple months because I'm not going to let this channel dictate my life. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be that channel. I've been looking at YouTube. I've been looking at all these thumbnails, all this. Oh, shit just gets old. I'm like, God, how'd you fall into this category, man? You know, it's just all this. Then I get on some channels, man. Somebody posts a comment. I get on the comments. The comments got a comment. And you got a comment for a comment for a comment. You know, somebody posts a comment. There'll be a person reply to that comment, which that's what you're supposed to do. But I'm like, damn. You know, I think my life being the way I am, and I'm such a laid back guy, I don't know if this is my jam. You know what I mean? It's just not my jam. Like I said, sometimes I really truly feel that some people on YouTube will sell their soul to the devil just to get big, so they can get sponsors, so they can have all them subs, so they can have. I have not one woman YouTube that I sub to. The reason why, because most girls are. My youngest son, when he was standing there for a little bit, he said, "Dad, I noticed the girls seem to, not all of them, but he said a lot of girls seem like their channel takes off. Well, a lot of horny ass men out there, they looking at them and." A lot of girls got the camera on them right. They got their makeup on good, and they got their cleavages and all that. And I ain't saying that some of them ain't working their butt off. I said I'm not subscribing to that girl. I'm not subscribing to her. But there's a lot of girls out there that do work their butt off that's fully clothed and ain't showing their cleavages and all that stuff. And if you ever look at some of those girls, they'll show their cleavages like right here, and then they got the mic going down there. You ain't seeing nothing, but I ain't saying they not allowed to dress that way. And I'm not saying that they're not working their butt off either, but I only got one woman that I subscribe to, and she just does voice. You don't see her, you don't see her. Lilith Dread. You know, she always talks about paranormal stuff and all that like that. You just hear her voice. Good platform. But again, you guys, I'm just putting this out there. YouTube, video games, movies, streaming services, collecting physical copies and all this kind of stuff. Uh, you know, you got physical copies guys that just collect physical copies and they're always talking about streaming services and all like that. I have done that, but at the same time, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I ain't gonna lie, I do like streaming services. And sometimes I just get rid of them because I don't watch them. I'm like, I'm going to get rid of you for a while until you pop up something in my news feed and I'll be saying, wow, that's on Netflix or that's on what's your name? You know, sometimes you get on, you'll see something and it'll pop up. You go, boy, that looks good. And then you decide to go ahead and stream it. And then sometimes, you know, streaming services will hook you in by saying, oh, if you sign up today, you can get us for 6 months for this price. You'd be like, all right, that's a good price, you know, whatever. You know, and so, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I just felt like putting this up, you know, because it's nice and quiet in this house. And I'm looking at my life back in 2001, 2, and 3, and how it was. I mean, I remember I used to go to theater, I used to go see movies, and I'd just be just happy I wouldn't seen that movie. I didn't know those movies were terrible. I didn't know they would suck because I never got on YouTube. But YouTube was never my thing. I hear people talking about YouTube. I said, man, I ain't getting on there, man. That stuff looks stupid, I said, but it's not. It wasn't at all. This wasn't my thing. I used to go to movies. I used to go see stuff. I used to just I never really had anything that influenced me or made me change my thought, That's why I put a video up about movies that are terrible that most people don't like. There's movies I like that a lot of people just horrible. Horrible. And I don't want to. There's a lot of YouTubers that seem like all the YouTubers are all in the same type of. It's like seem like they're like cattle eating out of the same barrel, it's eating out of the same feed or something, being fed the same grain. Because there's times there YouTubers would talk about movies that was really really good, and I was like, damn. And I watched it, and I'm like, really? I don't really think that. I have to admit, there are a lot of YouTubers that like a lot of stuff I didn't like. You know, there's a lot of movies I liked. I did see the YouTubers like, but that's just because I happened to look on. I said, oh, this guy likes this movie. I said, oh, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But at the same time, I just think I need to just get away from all that stuff. Like I said, these last couple weeks, man, I've been having a lot of stuff off. Like I'm gonna watch Death and the Unicorn just because I want to watch it, not because I read the comments, I read stuff. Well, it's this. You know what, you guys? I'm gonna put this in closing. When I go see a movie, I just want to be entertained. I'm just not that nitpicking type of guy that wants to sit in the theater and go, well, that there is, oh, that right there, and oh, right there. What's the enjoyment of it all? I mean, I can sit and talk to my daughter and say, yeah, Dad. I said, hey, you mean my daughter was talking the other day when she brought my youngest grandchild, not her oldest one, because he's a teenager. He's getting at that age, he's just wanting to chill out, do his own thing. Don't blame him. So we sitting up there, so man, we was talking about Nope and Jordan Peele. I said, yeah, man, Jordan Peele just ain't been hitting it for me, man. She goes, yeah, Dad. She goes, I liked Us, but then, And I said, yeah, I said, that Get Out was just, I ain't even watched Get Out in a long time, but I remember she goes, yeah, Dad, you told me about Get Out. And I said, yeah, and I said, the movie Nope. I kept Nope because I thought Nope dragged, but at the same time I liked Nope. But I kept that one. And I got Get Out somewhere. But Get Out was, and we was just talking about, I just feel like Jordan Peele's just not been clicking for me. I said, he might be clicking for others, but he's not clicking for me. No, me and my daughter didn't say, no, Jordan Peele sucked and this movie went downhill. That's not what we said. We were just sitting there saying after we watched a couple of movies of his, we just said that we thought Get Out was his, I think that's his breakout movie. And then Nope, we just said, she said, Dad, it was, I don't know. She goes, I still like that movie though, but it's just, I said, yeah, I did. That's why I didn't get rid of it because she goes, I like the thing about the thing in the cloud. It looks like a regular cloud. I said, yeah, it was, see, I don't know about the ending though, Dad, but and that's how I want to be with movies, And anyway, you guys, like I said, I no longer care about the views and the subscriptions, and I do, but then I don't. And I can't worry about this being 38 minutes long and 48 minutes. I see YouTubers that are big got 50-minute YouTubes. And I know I'm a small YouTuber, and I don't know if I even want to be big anymore because I listen to YouTubers, man, and there's some YouTubers that's been in the game for a long time and they work their butts off. I mean, they work their butts off. I think sometimes these YouTubers that got big, they probably like, oh my God, I got big. I didn't know I was ever going to be here. If you look at a lot of YouTubers out there, man, some of them YouTubers been in the game for 15, 16, 17, 20 years. Some of them probably didn't take off till midway through and they just kept chipping away. But this thing of getting on YouTube and thinking you're going to be big when you're competing with the whole world is on YouTube. The whole world is watching the same movie that you're watching. The whole world is eating the same protein bar. The whole world is just going places that you already went or you're getting ready to go see. The whole world. That's what you're competing with. If you can handle that, fine. But if you think you're going to get on this platform and just be some gigantic YouTuber like people you're influenced by and seeing how they're living, you need to just keep your job. Keep your job. Because at the end of the day, my job supports my life. My job sometimes, I go in there, I just want to strangle people. Because they just, you got people in there that gets away with murder because they kiss ass, pardon my French. and you're just working. You're in the shadows, and you're watching this person get away because they brown nose and they're getting away with stuff, and they're just like, damn, man, what the hell? But at the end of the day, it is your job. It is your job that job that I have pays the lights, it pays the rent, pays for that truck, pays for that, paid off that Dodge Dart in the garage that I don't, it bought my bike. It got me this entertainment system over here. I really like this entertainment system I got. It pays for all that. Pays for this place, all that. So my job, you better learn to appreciate what you got instead of worrying about YouTube being your bright future and all. Anyway, God bless. Take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.